Welcome back to the Five. Thanks, Bob.
Oh.
So, do you know who Paul Krugman is? He's a Nobel Prize-winning economist. He writes for the New York Times. The White House loves him, and he's bat poop crazy. Not as crazy as Uncle Bob, mind you, but he's close. Sunday, he was on CNN's Fareed Zakaria's GPS, which may be a travel show. I don't know. But there, to boost the economy, Paul suggested a novel approach to the same old government spending. Mistakenly scare the public with an impending apocalypse. It really is out of this world.
If we discovered that space aliens were planning to attack, and we needed a massive buildup to counter the space alien threat, and really inflation and budget deficits took secondary place to that, this slump would be over in 18 months. And then if we discovered, whoops, we made a mistake, there aren't actually any space aliens.
So we need Orson Welles, is what you're saying.
No, there was a Twilight Zone episode like this. Exactly.
So anyway, did I mention that this guy won a Nobel Prize and that he writes for the New York Times and that the White House loves him and that he's so bereft of brain cells that he thinks allowing the government to fabricate a space invasion is somehow smarter than, not fabricating a space invasion? Oh, I did say that. Never mind then. Carry on. Dana, does his theory make so much sense we can't understand it?
It makes Wag the dog seem like absolutely plausible and, and a good thing to do. But you missed the most important title.
What?
Former Enron advisor, Krugman.
That explains it. Andrea, could you get behind this? I mean, theoretically, it could work. Put all the money, everybody to work for this alien invasion. It saves the economy. What could go wrong?
Well, and he also talks about how World War II spending got out of the Great Depression. So what he's actually saying is, do we really want to go back when we were in peaceful times and have a wartime with a command economy? There was rationing, there was death. That would be how Paul Krugman would get our economy back on track.
Hey,
he's lost his mind.
Yeah, he has. Bob, he might be crazier than you.
No, I used to use that excuse every time I got drunk. I said, because the aliens were coming. I think Paul's problem was that he had an acid flashback here. Did you see that four announcer say, excuse me? What? What is the Mayan calendar? It's the Mayan calendar 2012. 2012. What's that supposed to mean?
End of the world, the apocalypse.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Well, Paul, baby, go on down, get to the Mayans.
Can you imagine him being the person that had to debate him?
Yeah.
So, you're listening, and
What
you've got
would
your
you
eyes
say?
and you're listening, and then you have to say, okay. But one thing that I used to do if I would have to appear with certain liberal Democrats is, they would say things, and I would just go. You have to do it with your eyes.
What you'd have to do is you have to walk over and say, Paul, you're out of your mind.
I got to say, though, behind this is an economic theory.
It's perfect.
He believes that we didn't spend enough, we didn't have enough stimulus. All it takes is more spending.
You remember when we had the three houses here and we tried to describe socialism and we pushed the big house down to make sure everyone had the same house, the three little pigs? Well, you did it perfectly. That's it. And
well,
this
it's the
is
nature
socialism.
Of Keynesian, it's Keynesian economics.
Keynesian socialism.
Your houses didn't work. Your houses didn't work then, and they didn't work right now. I mean, that was.
Maybe there could be a really interesting theory about this. Maybe the White House set him up to say something so crazy so that when President Obama comes out with his plan in September, it will look so rational that everyone will want to go.
Here's a rational plan. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Can we get the side-by-side of Bob and Paul up again? I just want the viewers to see the two spokespeople for the left leading up until 2012.
Now, let me just say one thing.
You can all heave a sigh of relief.
Krugman and I agree with one thing. We should have spent and still should spend another $1 trillion on stimulus.
But see, he believes that it's better to spend trillions on a space invasion than American people spending their own money. Because the money is our money. So it's much better to create some
And we make our own money. We're not Greece. We keep pointing this out.
It was more along the lines of making sure government assists the private sector in trickle-down Keynesian.
Why would this work if the green jobs didn't work?
The green jobs are working. There are more people going to work, and we could use another $1 trillion.
You know what you could get the green jobs from? The little Mars people coming down from the alien.
You know something?
That's what they're talking
about. If everybody painted the roof of their house white, we would have a saved environment.
That's true, but we'd all be racist.
Well, the New Deal didn't work either. So why would they think
What do you mean
if
it
the
didn't
stimulus
work?
didn't work? It didn't work.
Are you kidding me?
That's not what got us out of the Great Depression.
Are you? No, what got us into it was cutting back spending in the middle of it, like my friend here wants to do, and it set it all back.
No.
People went to work. It was the greatest economic plan in the history of the economy.
That is so false.
What did you think Karl Marx was?
Demand was suppressed during World War II. And when everyone returned from World War II, the demand was back. That's what brought our economy back.
During
it
World
wasn't
War
the
II,
rationing. It wasn't the command economy, Bob.
The demand was increased in World War II. Remember the Liberty ships and all those tanks? And they put Rosie the Riveter. Matter of fact, you remind me of that ad for Rosie the Riveter.
I love how
Did you ever rivet a Rosie? I mean,
my grandmother was a Rosie the Riveter in Denver, Colorado.
A riveter.
Yeah.
Union.
I don't know.
Sorry, man.
I love how this went from a space invasion to the New Deal.
You know,
this is fantastic. We got to move on, Bob.
I'm sorry, of course.
Unless you want to say something
Not
important.
as logical.
No. What do you mean? I would say something important.
All right. Coming up, take a look at this video. An 11-year-old boy wins $50,000 for making this shot. But now he may not get the winnings. We'll tell you why it may not pay to tell the truth.
What?